This morning, all I wanted was to get to work. I swiped my badge, walked in. Even the security guard smiled at me. But one woman's invented fear was enough to steal my future. In this city, being black, sometimes, just existing feels like a crime. Jamal Carter, a 29-year-old successful software engineer, is heading to a big job interview. He's dressed in a sharp navy blue suit, laptop bag in hand, calm expression on his face. He scans his badge and walks in. The security guard gives him a silent nod. As he steps into the elevator, there's already someone inside. Charlotte Whitman, 34, white, blonde, carrying a Chanel purse, her posture rigid, her gaze icy. She glances at Jamal from head to toe with visible disdain, but says nothing. The elevator climbs. 12th floor, 13th, 14th. Suddenly it jerks. The lights flicker. Then, it stops. Silence. Jamal chuckles lightly. Looks like a glitch. Should be back up in a minute. Charlotte immediately backs into the corner. Her eyes widen. Her breathing grows faster. Her hand dives into her purse in panic. "Stay away from me! What do you want? Stop messing with your phone!" Jamal raises his hand, confused, calm. "Relax. I'm just trying to call for help." But Charlotte slams the emergency button and screams, "Help! Someone help! There's a man in here! He's threatening me!" Jamal freezes. He hasn't taken a step. He hasn't said a word out of line. Yet in an instant, he becomes the threat. The security camera above records it all, without sound. And in that silent footage, Charlotte appears frightened. Jamal, calm and cornered. A man marked not by his actions, but by his presence. 20 minutes later, the elevator doors finally slide open. A security guard and a police officer peer inside. Charlotte collapses to the floor, tears welling up. Her breathing is shaky. Her voice cracks. "He threatened me." He moved toward me in the dark. "I was so scared." The officer immediately turns to Jamal. "Sir, can I see your hands? Please, no sudden movements." Jamal, stunned, slowly raises his hands. "I didn't do anything. I was trying to help. The elevator stopped, that's all." Charlotte clutches her knees, trembling dramatically. "He reached into his pocket. I thought he had a weapon. He was coming toward me." The officer glances briefly at Charlotte, then locks eyes with Jamal. His tone is controlled, but firm. "Sir, we're going to need you to come with us to the station. It's just standard procedure. We need to clear things up." The cuffs come out. Jamal's eyes widen. He doesn't yell, but his voice is full of disbelief. This is really happening? Are you serious?" Meanwhile, Charlotte wraps herself around another officer, weeping theatrically. If they hadn't come when they did, I don't know what he might have done. Scene. A luxury skyscraper. Time, rush hour. Facts, completely absent. And for the first time, Jamal doesn't feel accused. He feels branded. Gray walls, a metallic coldness clinging to the air. The overhead light flickers slightly. Jamal sits upright on a cold metal chair, hands still free, but his mind feels shackled. His shoulders are square, but his eyes show exhaustion. The door creaks open. In walks Officer Tate, a man in his 50s, white, short-haired, with a permanent smirk etched onto his face. "Busy morning, huh?" He takes a seat across from Jamal, slaps a file onto the table. Charlotte's written statement. "Scaring a woman like that? Pretty bold." Jamal, in a low and steady voice. "I didn't scare her. The elevator stopped. I was calling for help." Tate closes the file, turns to the second officer, as if Jamal hadn't said a word. "You hear that?" They all say the same thing. "Just grabbing my phone. Just calling for help." A scoff. A chuckle. Officer Boyd steps in. Mid-30s, white, sharper eyes, hungrier for control. Boyd smirks. "She says your hand went into your pocket. Said your eyes looked dead. Said she thought you were about to pull a weapon." Jamal shakes his head, his breathing uneven. "My phone was in my pocket. I was trying to call for help. I didn't threaten her." Tate slowly pushes the file toward Jamal. "Look, man, if you stay quiet, don't ask for a lawyer. We can make this go away. A few signatures, maybe an apology, you'll be out in no time." He leans in, voice dropping to a whisper. "Or you can take the long road. Sexual harassment, threats, public endangerment. Not fun charges to fight." Jamal lifts his chin, anger in his voice. "I didn't do anything. I want my lawyer." The room turns cold. Boyd lets out a dry laugh. "Ah, there it is. The magic line. I want my lawyer." Tate stands up, brushing off his hands. "All right, then the game begins. But remember this. When you're up against someone like Charlotte Whitman, the truth won't save you. Her tears? They're louder than your reality." The door closes. Jamal is left alone. He bows his head, fingers locked together. Her tears, or my life. There's a camera in the corner, on, but mute, like the system itself. watching, but not listening. And though they try to silence him, Jamal whispers to himself, "You can't silence the truth. You can only delay it." The courtroom is tense, charged with silent electricity. Media representatives occupy the back rows. Outside, protesters hold up signs echoing the Tyrone Bell case. Jamal sits in the front row with his attorney, Marcia Green, his back straight, face tense. Beside him, Marcia, 38, black, composed, with fire in her eyes. On the bench sits Judge Harold Whitmore, 62 years old, white, expressionless, peering down from behind his glasses with a cold, superior gaze. His record is steeped in racially biased rulings. Today doesn't seem to be any different. Charlotte Whitman takes the witness stand. She's wearing an elegant white dress, clutching a handkerchief. Every step, every breath, is theatrical. Judge Whitmore: "Please, tell the court what happened, Ms. Whitman." Charlotte lets out a dramatic sigh. "I was already late for work that morning. I got into the elevator and he was just there." She swallows hard. "When the elevator stopped, he stared at me, reached into his pocket. I couldn't breathe. I had nowhere to go." The courtroom holds its breath. The judge nods slowly, sympathetically. Attorney Marcia Green stands. "Your Honor, security footage has been reviewed. My client will respond with that evidence." Whitmore narrows his eyes. "This court does not dismiss a woman's fear. A video may exist, but it doesn't explain emotion. Proceed, but keep it brief." The footage appears on screen. Elevator interior. Charlotte stands in the corner. Jamal calmly takes out his phone. 2 meters of space between them. No sound, but also no threat. Charlotte's face falls. She bows her head for a moment, then lifts it again, adopting a tearful expression. Judge Whitmore: "Ms. Whitman, where is the threat in this footage?" Charlotte: "Cameras don't show everything, Your Honor. Sometimes you feel it. That moment, it was instinct. Survival." A few audience members roll their eyes. Marcia speaks clearly, her voice firm without rising. "Your Honor, what's on trial here is not just a man. It's a skin color, a bias, a lie." Judge Whitmore slams the gavel. "That's enough. This court is not your soapbox." Jamal lifts his head. His eyes meet Charlotte's. She quickly looks away. Marcia continues. "Justice is not based on felt fear. It is based on visible truth. And if this court truly stands for justice, it will save an innocent man's life today." Whitmore exhales, looking back at the file. His discomfort is visible. Silence returns to the courtroom. The truth is emerging. But in this court, truth alone isn't enough. The judge must finally see it. The courtroom is packed wall to wall. Outside, signs reading "Justice for Jamal" are raised high. Cameras are positioned in every corner, and the entire hearing is being streamed live across social media. Inside, the tension is unbearable. Everyone waits for the final verdict. The jury enters. The foreperson stands. The room holds its breath. In the case of Jamal Carter, the jury finds the defendant not guilty. A heartbeat of silence. Then an eruption of applause fills the courtroom. Jamal closes his eyes, takes a deep breath. Next to him, Marcia Green's eyes glisten with tears. She gently squeezes his hand. But this isn't the end. It's only the beginning. Marcia rises. "Your Honor, the defense moves for immediate review. Ms. Charlotte Whitman's testimony has directly contradicted video evidence. We are requesting an official investigation into her false claims and deliberate defamation of my client." Judge Harold Whitmore pauses, looks down at the file, taps his pen slowly against the desk. The motion is granted. A formal report will be submitted to the district attorney's office for charges of perjury and evidence tampering against Ms. Whitman. Charlotte's face drains of color. She doesn't speak to her attorney. She walks out, leaving behind only the cold stench of lies and a failed performance. Jamal rises. He stands in the center of the courtroom, eyes locked on the nearest camera. "They tried to silence me. That elevator was small, but their judgment was smaller. They saw me as a threat because my skin walked in before my story did. But now I have a voice. This time, I wasn't silenced." Outside, the crowd roars. "Justice for Jamal! Liars will be held accountable." The press rushes forward with microphones. Marcia leans in, offering a single cutting sentence. "A white lie can't erase a black life." Jamal walks out of the courthouse. The sun hits his face. He removes his jacket and smiles. Freedom is still a fight, but today it feels closer. No dark elevator can hide the truth forever.